Hi, good night, and welcome to Bite Straw. My name is Jason Clark, and tonight I'm joined by my fellow co-host, Mr. Akim Nero and Mr. Dwayne Collymore, and
Good night, good night.
many Dwayne Collymore.
Yeah.
Good night, guys. How's everyone doing tonight?
I good, yes, man.
Yeah,
I
good,
good.
yeah, good, yeah,
Glad to
yeah,
hear that,
yeah.
guys. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. And Nero, I know you're blessed. I know you're in a fantastic mood. I saw your guy LeBron James breaking the NBA's all-time leading scoring record last night. Um, all bit to a loss in the end, but that's neither here nor there. I guess the most important thing for on the night was LeBron, like I said, breaking that record that was held for near 40 years.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
I
unbelievable stuff.
actually forgot about that actually. But what
Um,
can we say, man?
yeah,
What can we say? 20 years, fantastic. What can you say, man?
yeah. I mean, honestly, you don't get into the debates and stuff like that. But I mean, even before this competition, I think from what you're seeing the man doing in the year 20, I think it's comfortable to say that he's easily the greatest athlete. I ain't talking about basketball player again in a one-on-ones, but I think it's easy to say that it's easy to say he's the greatest athlete of all time. To be honest, so it was great to watch. Great to watch last night. That's
Fantastic.
definitely a moment in time there. Well, really just jump straight into the cricket. Guys, we had the West Indies playing their first match against Zimbabwe. Um, match came, match ended in a draw. We saw some positives definitely from this match. Craig Braithwaite continuing to be Craig Braithwaite that we saw all last year, and I don't even I just got Reedy coming on here. Got it, Reedy?
Good night.
Perfect,
Yeah,
Reedy.
really.
Well, the speed, man. Welcome.
Boy, I had to update this here just now, boy. That's that was the problem.
It's good to have you here. Good to have you here, Reedy. Well, good to have you here. We were
Yeah, man.
just getting into the first test match here with West Indies versus Bangladesh. As I said, we saw it ended in a draw, and like I said, like I was just touching on some of the positives that I would have seen personally. Craig Braithwaite continuing that rich frame of form that he would have shown all last year. I don't even think last week we would have mentioned him being in the test ICC test team of the year. So that was also a huge accomplishment there for Craig Braithwaite. And then we saw young Tagenarine Chanderpaul scored a double hundred. You know what I mean? So I mean that in itself was amazing, and I think it's easy to say right now that we have definitely found uh, a partner for Craig Braithwaite at the top of the order for West Indies in Test cricket. You know what I mean? And for me, I was also very pleased to see Raymond Reefer getting a half century in the second innings, his first half century in Test cricket. I don't believe it will be the last. Watch given more opportunities. I believe Raymond can definitely be a key factor in West Indies cricket, and Blackwood, doing Blackwood things, carving out a score when need be. The bowling for me, sorry, Azari got I think Azari got like three in the first innings. Um, but the bowling for me was pretty here and there for me in my opinion. But just gonna open up the floor to the guys. Just could just share your thoughts on what you guys thought of the first test match between West Indies and Zimbabwe. Anyone can just jump in.
Last thing first up, man.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, a pretty decent performance. Decent, not great, but okay, I guess in my opinion. The first innings was the openers did what openers are supposed to do. They told us Kraigg. I remember when we had Kraigg on the show. When he has spoken about like his school days, something about like his school days when somebody out early or the chewing hand or something like that. He told himself that would never happen to him again. He just back long innings and he's sure his words and it's good that he deserved the picking in the ACC Test Team of the Year and he started this year and that same vein. So let's hope that it continues throughout the year.
Mm.
So did the young Chanderpaul as well. To be honest, this banning of John Campbell was a blessing in disguise. Because one thing that I'm not telling you, if John Campbell was available, he would probably be in Zimbabwe. He would have probably gone to Australia. So
Facts.
in my opinion, that's a blessing in disguise.
I
Now,
agree.
he
I ain't the
came,
John Campbell fan, but I agree.
he showed his work, he did what he had to do, and as I was saying to you, third test match, regardless of the opposition. Obviously,
Correct.
we know Zimbabwe are the strongest, but regardless of the opposition,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, he scored 207 in your third test match. So kudos to him.
Mm-hmm.
The bowling. What shocked me, but what stood out for me is Zimbabwe in that first inning they declaring.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they were behind the eight ball, they were still in the red. We were still ahead. They made it tell us, all right, we confident enough to that you bowling is strong enough to bowl you out in second innings.
Mm-hmm.
But where we fell down is in the that second innings they don't take me back fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
I want to mind get ball out
Mm-hmm.
and scoring at five over to give ourselves a better chance on more overs because we said another 10, 15 overs. What they got know if we were to get the other four.
Facts.
But all in all, it was an ultimate test match. Yes, I'm proud of him for getting his first 50, but I still didn't know if he's comfortable with he at three. But I'm proud of him and
Okay.
congratulations to him. But let me see what can happen going forward in test number two.
Yeah. I before Nero or Collie or jump in
Mhm.
there, I definitely don't. I didn't feel comfortable with him at Trinidad. I think Raymond could conserve more purpose in the battle lineup, battle a little further down the order. Um,
Agreed.
but I mean that's just my opinion there.
But
But yeah, like
the problem
just
there too is the incumbent tree. I
mm,
was never a fan of Domay. He scored the runs, but then when the PS on, he in trouble.
yeah,
That's
for
the
sure,
problem there.
for sure, yeah. I honestly really before once again with Lenny run college of it, but I think I would have mentioned this on the show already. Like for me, when they see Craig in the form that he's currently in, obviously you definitely know Chanderpaul Chanderpaul ain't gonna be going away for running cricket the time soon. I bring him back. Share hope into this. He got to continue to feel for me. Couple more things for me to say about. I done with you. I don't want you
I
running
agree.
cricket no more. No, but for somebody that has that amount of talent. You
That
understand? And
skill
that boy,
set.
that person that does, putting that amount of work and thing that got that talent. I mean, I got gear in again. That's the truth. I got the gear in again. Like if Shea could be what we know Shea can be, or has the potential to be, and if you got those two I talk about and Shea coming
And
in
he at
at
three.
three, that there that is that want the tree there is could if Shea could give you what we know Shea can give, boy that there that would be right there in my box. That's the truth. But obviously that ain't gonna happen anytime soon, so I ain't really want to dwell on it too much. Yeah, I can just send you raw quality there, jumping.
Yeah. I think the performance was fair, given that he ran foul for one of the days or did half a day, something like that. It had some bright spots. He I hear you calling for number three there, really. I don't understand West Indies. I think that I don't know what Brooks do some of these people, but I think that if he can give Brooks a run, these are tours Brooks gotta be on
Mm.
with a lesser opposition, so to speak. Give he chance to get confidence. Give he chance. He already got 100. He already got a couple of scores. He got scores in England. But I don't know was he to back curl that tree, that part tree. To me, it's still a big ask. One because yeah, Dapper got the runs at Test cricket so far, but I think that more teams working out the technique aspect of curl now. So you find that as opposed to a team saying, well, all right, we can stick with the seamer, mentioning a spinner any earlier or a spinner. Somebody ball going away from me. Yeah, Zimbabwe it happened in this game, so to speak, but I think he still got out to a spinner.
Leggy.
Right, see? So it is a weakness that most teams picking up on now. So to put that tree and make him a lot more vulnerable to me, I think that you can't carry Bonner on the tour and lesser opposition he don't play. Despite that, I am not a big Bonner fan, but I don't see if he can start it against Zimbabwe. I don't see how we can start it against Narki and them boys in South Africa.
South Africa, yeah.
You understand? As it goes with it's good to see as you say Raymond get a score. Yes, Chanderpaul. So if you could ask for anything in the sun to be exactly like you, I think that Chanderpaul get the blueprint. Like you can see the temperament, attached. You can see the shot selection. You can see that he play within the limitations, so to speak. And he ain't look like he don't belong. He actually look like a player that I ready for Test cricket. You know, he got the temperament. You see it in Australia. He had a tough team to start against Australia, in Australia. So you're seeing that he has some pedigree. Second Test series, you see he got a double. And Kraigg continues to do Kraigg. To me, Kraigg cricket has improved tremendous sense, taking up the captaincy role. I thought that he batting. I don't know if it's responsibility. I don't know. But to me, his batting has really, he bats with a lot more intent now. You can see that he's starting to tell himself, well, I play at this level for a period of time now. I could start to express, and his expression is not like Rohit or Shubman Gill. His expression is straight on a couple more half volleys, playing getting balls that kind of straight, is scoring off of them. So he opening up his scoring areas to me. My thing though, as I continue to worry about is the bowling, and when I know I can come for Azari. You know what you can come. To me, he is not a Test cricket bowler. Pace is not all. Gone are the days with pace with it. Yes, Azari has good pace. He's a better ODI bowler than Test cricket, and this is not to pick on Azari but to me, Azari stats like Azari got 24 matches, 25 and 60 something odd wicket, strike rate of 63. To me, so that means you're striking every 63 balls, every 10 overs, 10 point overs you're striking. As a strike bowler, that is not good enough to me. You don't want your strike bowler taking 10 overs to at least give you a chance or create a wicket or like to me you strike bowler need 5 overs, 5 6 overs that you would guarantee. All right, let this man will give me even if it's one wicket in the test, one wicket per session. But to me, he's continued to fail, and I think what we're trying to do is turn him into an all rounder. And I seen we do it already with a couple of players, but to me, he needs to Azari got to really work on his skill set. To me, this is to me, and this is not bashing Azari, or this is just from the outside looking in. Like, to me, he don't bowl enough balls challenging the batsman. He don't
But
challenge the
Flynn has a
batsman's
lot of big
technique.
bowlers, to be honest.
Yeah, true. But in the last is unfortunately what happened to Jaden Seals. To be honest, I think he's one that he actually answered question almost every ball. He and
Yeah,
Roach was a decent pair. Shannon back in the mix now, so that's pace. If we can talk about pace and Shannon, I gotta see where he is now. To be quite honest, because when he left, he was in a decent position. I don't know the injury, I don't know the farm, etc. And my disappointment so far in this test is Jason Holder. To me, I think Jason really needs to take a look at himself, like to see. And as a cricketer, I understand sometimes the captain do strange things, but to see Jason bowling off spin today was to me a mockery of cricket.
Hey, my boy, Aussie.
My ball 2 overs of off spin to me is a mockery because yes, the pitch might be spinning or whatever the case is, and you want, but Jason can't bowl in off spin. You will not see Ben Stokes do that. And that's the difference. This is what I keep saying is the difference. That is the difference in between
You
uh,
beat me
a,
to it, though.
extra, a extraordinary cricketer and a cricketer who's within their comfort zone. If Jason play for Australia, there's no way in God's green earth that he can see he can bowl 2 overs of off spin. I would rather bowl the silver first. And Jason needs score. To me, Jason is becoming known for bowling, but just think about and he needs to start stringing some scores together. That's the only way. So series like this, you get opportunity to bat. You gotta tell yourself you're looking for at least 80. At least 80. Even if it's 80, a patient 80, because you want to get back in the groove. To me, he's slipping away from the principles, the morals, whatever it is he used to do. To me, he lacking a lot of effective ness with the ball now. He's not as effective as he once was with the new ball. And this is not a lesser opponent Zimbabwe. We see a man come out, balance, come back, playing for the bird country, and you can the guy that back with he graph the innings, graph the innings, take his time. He debut, but he take his time. You understand? Because he understand he playing for the nation. Even the second innings when the man was West Indies was pushing for the win, you could see the man shot. You understand? So to me, to see Jason bowling or Spain today, and I mean I understand cricket. So I know sometimes the captain might want to try saying we we will say freaky in our terms. You want to try saying where you want, but Jason can't be the man you trying it with. And I think we missed a plot. I don't know. I don't think Raymond bowled this game. But
Woke
to
up in
me,
the first innings, I think.
right. To me, I think Raymond could be a useful bowler. Raymond is mixed up with cutters. He's very paced. So I think that could be a good addition to the test squad. But all in all, JSA won't be too hard on the performance because I think without the run, I think we would probably get a result.
mm,
But it's good. I like Chanderpaul at the top. I just hope he keep growing and he looks the part.
for
He looks
sure.
like I ready for Test cricket. So I just keep that. I just hope he keep growing and Kraigg give you at least 10 more years. I think that might be a big ask, but
Mine was always the calculations. Yeah,
yeah, that's a big ask. But probably
yeah,
5, 6 years, I reckon
yeah,
that could be a
yeah,
good partnership there. So
yeah.
they got bright sparks, man. I won't be
Yeah,
too harsh on them.
I agree. I agree.
Just a Zari go. But I got some. I can get their stats there shortly though. He bowling. He averaged per year since he start in Test
But
cricket.
but Faye, to be honest, don't I mean Azari had a don't forget we used to be blaming Azari early up. Azari had a very I don't want to say a very poor couple of series like couple of years ago, but I find recently within the last year or so though
He's been our best bowler. One of our best bowlers.
he's been coming on though because and like I said that only happened in the last year or so. Although he's been pretty okay within the last year, that still can't really change your stats of you can't
Yeah,
that really
correct,
can't really change poor stats that you
correct,
had for multiple years. You
correct,
understand?
correct.
So Azari Noble already work on his for his stats to
Yeah, correct.
really change to be honest. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
that was very sad on Azari.
Yeah, he
Uh,
really.
I'm going to start with the kudos. Up there to Kraigg, Chanderpaul, Test partnership, best Indies ever. Um, Raymond with the 52nd innings. I having a hard time putting this game. I having a hard time putting it in perspective because for me, how to put it, this partnership, they're two good players, but as a partnership against good opposition, and we met back with a bat, and it comes off, I'm fine with it. So if we play Australia and whatever, and we somehow at the end of the day we 220 for 1 or 2, and we play Australia, South Africa, I'm fine with that. But it does not sit well with me when we're playing Zimbabwe. I don't know if I have too much belief in the men or whatever, but for me, I just think after after being one teams does not to dominate. I find when you have a chance or when you but lesser opposition, I think that should be the goal. There should be some sort of separation. Yes, rainfall, etc. But for me, it wasn't a separation. Initially, men scoring at 1 run, then it jumped to 2 points. So it was like, so yes, Kraigg and Chanderpaul real solid, and they're gonna have enough days like that. But on the flip side, no. If you follow that with a Bonner is a similar batter. You understand? Raymond in the team, no. Raymond is a similar mold. You come lower down, it's the silver. So most of the initiatives and stuff will go come from Blackwood and Kyle. So that's why Kyle ended up behind that tree because of
the way Kraigg,
correct. The way Kraigg and Chanderpaul batted. So as individuals, fantastic. As a partnership in this current wrestling team, if you're looking for wins, I don't know. Yes, it might help you push against to day 4-5, but I didn't know that way. Having a hard time putting it in perspective. The bowling left a lot to be desired. At the end of the day, you're trying to cause separation. Because if people say that we are on the same level as Zimbabwe, people will be vexed. But at the end of the day, you're going to cause the separation. If this was flip side and the rainfall in the game when we was playing India, Australia, your man would have met the runnings at me. Work through to the end. So I mean, when you butt a team in Zimbabwe, you don't play Zimbabwe every year, every 2 years, every 3 years. So man gotta be chomping at the bit. And like it was none of that. Even in the back end, how the bowling and the off spin and the leg spin, like no, you can't do that. If our part time is gonna bowl, Blackwood and Kraigg would do that. You can't do those things, man. Because I don't like the comparisons all the time, but Ben Stokes won't do that. Hardy won't do that. You understand? Correct. I guess their culture would allow them to do that. So you can't start that thing. We've seen it a lot. We see it with Puran, with the off-fees and Polar, but
I agree
at some point,
I find it creeping in. Too often, no, man.
Like first, that if you walk all off the game, you thought the captain, I want to do what I gotta do, or the part-time Blackwood and those could bowl until then. But you can't have Mr. Holden and Mir bowling at that point. So that sit well with me. But another test, another opportunity. I don't know. Because you make up with these teams, you got men like remember always looking to get, you got to let us make you play. So you ain't gonna be ain't gonna be nothing how you rest. He's not really at fault because he's been in and out of the team. The had seasons, he scored well in first class cricket. He ain't get a run, so at some point he got back himself. You understand? And if a Bonner come in the team, Bonner gonna look to back himself too. So, and then you can play Blackwood and Curl in those situations more often than not. Jason has been, you can put Roston in that situation too. Or he can be behind go in there. Obviously, he was out the team, so Roston gonna be looking for a score. And so when we should be really looking to dismiss Zimbabwe, they still got scenarios and games, and I personally don't be a fan of that. I just believe 11 men come and you do whatever is required to win that particular game. But with us, it's like so much little things in there. So I guess there's the results we have in Gary Balance. For us in the world, be there by any day. You're about average 40 in test cricket. You understand? So he has some sort of pedigree in the cricket. Obviously, more mature, professional. So yeah, probably average more than everybody in that city. So far, he's nothing to laugh at in test cricket. So he's still a player of some sort, caliber. So respect must be due. But all in all, the bowlers got to be looking to make a statement at that batting lineup. Without Raza and those other guys. So it's, for me, well played to the individuals, but as a team, not satisfied. Not satisfied.
Fair enough. I hear you, Ron. I mean, some people might have that same stance as you with regards to the opening partnership. But I mean, for me, we've been struggling to find a partner at the top for Kraigg for so long. You know what I mean?
But you're playing the twin, that's the thing.
I rather I would take a twin for now.
Yeah, because that way try too. So it's like we are so far behind, right? I believe you're gonna play a Brown cricket gonna play. But at any day, when you look across the world, you're not gonna see two of those similar types of players. Sure. No team in the world that is dominate or play. England ain't happening. India, you got Roy and Gill and those men they talk. Australia, Warner. So it's like, so in our situation, we are already not playing at the best cricket in the world. We have two of those type of players, which is fine. But I know, man. I know. I just know that we can have a lot of days. Against good opposition is fine. Probably we might end up with drawing tests, etc. But against those oppositions there,
you got up to win.
You got up to win the game. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, well played to the individuals, record breaking, but there got to be a balance. Yes, it's early days in partnership.
Test championship and what's not. Got to capitalize on him. That's our team.
So if you play Zimbabwe, you might just got to look to pick a whole different squad. Like if you play Zimbabwe, you might not need a Bonner, and you might need some more stroke players in there because we know, but more times than not, Kraigg and Chanderpaul can probably back very long, and we can need some men to push on later down. If you're playing the better teams in the world, cool. Go and do what y'all gonna do for a day and a half.
Fair enough. As as one of our good friends is always say horses for courses. So I guess that's where that would be. I guess that's where that would come in, where that would apply. But I take your point. Man. So how the guys seeing this next test match going? Any predictions?
With 5 days, West Indies should get away.
Yeah,
with 5 days. But in them places in Africa, I think the weather don't be easy. Weather change very fast. But with 5 days, I think they should get away, man. I think they got enough quality.
I think with a full test match, no interruptions or very little interruptions. I believe West Indies should come out on top.
Man.
Test match, no interruptions. Yeah.
But that level, don't forget, it's got forecast and stuff too. So rain don't be really a surprise.
True.
So just taking that into consideration to the way you play the game. If you know rain coming, yes, you can't look too far in the future, but that's it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how that next test match goes. That next test match is starting on the 12th, I think. Yeah, 12th is Sunday. Yeah. So, good luck to the boys, and we hope that they can come away with that W in that last test match there against Zimbabwe. Fellas, I want to move on out to the regional tournament, Barbados versus Guyana. We had started to touch on that last week, and since then we would have seen the match coming to an end. Guyana winning in convincing fashion. Guyana won by 183 runs. Totally demoralizing the Barbados team. Um, we saw we didn't really see we saw I think Shane Mosley got some runs for Barbados. He scored a 50. I think Brooks got a 50 in the first innings as well. Um, but I mean, didn't really much choke out from a Barbados perspective in that match. I think in the second innings they only got to a score 94 in the end. Jonathan Drake top scored in that last innings. Just a score of 36. So a lot left to be desired there for that Barbados batting lineup. But kudos to Guyana, they came out and they played the cricket they totally outplayed Barbados in my opinion, in all aspects of the game. Uh, so where did the guys think that Barbados fell down in that match?
Um,
I don't know.
uh, well, for obviously, like last year, I said it was a top of the table clash in theory. But Guyana is one of those teams who will always be thereabouts. Guyana is well prepared. The game is not in Barbados. So for the time I saw Guyana put up that first innings total, the game was Barbados will have to do a lot of chasing in the game. They did well in the second innings to pull it back. But then the fourth innings chasing there, being 36 for 6, the writing was on the wall. I don't really want to get into much individual players. We've seen all the videos, etc. But like I said, I want some of you may push on. There's the perfect time when majority senior men out. I personally don't. I ain't know if Barbados will win this year, so this could be a developmental year or improvement year for some of the guys. There's a lot of talk about Kevin Wickham. I personally didn't understand why he was not. He didn't start. When you got a player like this, it's not something not about the amount of runs you score, how you score the runs. And the last couple of months he's been playing in fine fashion. And I mean he's 19 years of age. When we look around the other teams, they have 19-year-olds and whatever playing. Like, Jack, why we can't get our 19-year-olds in? Like, get him in. Get a year under his belt. Under the cricket, he's the one to be the future batsman or the leading batter. So I know he's in the team, so it's like he's gonna be playing last game. So not saying that's the reason we lost, but it's like I don't right. I ain't talk about today's first day, but an awful start to the tournament, and we got a lot of work to do. As a team and as individuals. We got a lot of work to do. McAllister had a good debut. As always, he runs in and give 100%. And locally, he's not the classical bowler. He's more like a Neil Wagner locally. But on the regional stage, he did fairly well. He ran in and gave his all. He did fairly well. But outside of that, after the first inning, the game was basically very long.
What was wrong with Del Rich that he didn't bat his first inning?
I can't injury or sick. Somebody too injured or sick. He had a
About a diarrhea, according to Bassi.
oh.
Okay. For me, it was very disappointing. I obviously didn't follow it like I would have liked to, but the few times I get a peep at it, it wasn't what I expected. Even though the senior men are away, I was still expecting these guys to put up a better effort, put up a better fight, even if they were defeated. But lose by 180 some by runs, that's a massacre. Uh, all that's left that they could possibly know is put that behind them, and try to win everything else here going forward.
Mm.
But it was a very disappointing performance in my opinion.
Yeah, I similar to Reed, but Nero he don't want me individual, but to me I think Barbados gotta select players based on current form and simply what they do in the cricket recently. As Nero mentioned, Kevin Bacon, there's no reason why Kevin Bacon should not have started.
He should have been the 11 for
There is
sure.
no reason. You have Nicholas Curtin who's playing. I say this all the time. Yes, people can say he's a talented young cricketer, etc., but he does not have the stats. He does not have the runs behind that he could command a starting position in a Barbados team. To me, that is to me. Obviously, clearly, is to me. But I think that Ghana is a team that has played cricket to the end, and batting in the second innings is Barbados' downfall. To me, it was like nobody wasn't capable of batting, and again, spin bowling, Permar running and appealing.
Mm. Mm.
My anticipating that he can hit you pad some. So to me, these is things that got changed for West Indies cricket to change on a holistic view. You gotta be able to play spin. You're going Ghana, you gotta be able to play spin. You gotta be able to sweep. You gotta be able to use your feet. Something to offset. You can't be going year in year out saying yeah Ghana the ball is Spain and you getting out the same way year in year. It means you gotta be a madman.
Was.
Because you're doing the same thing expecting a different result. You gotta be a madman. So you
Yeah.
can't Ghana don't boy out with pace, beating, throwing and ineffective. Man, stack up the spinners just stack it up. So to me, I think that the it all starts with the selection in Barbados team. Um, I personally, yeah, you see these videos or whatever as you will say, but I think even if you can go with youth, a youthful side, you still need a mixture of experience. You can't throw all youngsters in the fire. To me, you needed another batter, an experienced batter, somewhere in that mix that but also too the two experienced batters that they're currently it means that they got put in the hand. Brooks and Dorrich. They got put in hand.
Mm.
All two want to get back in West Indies side. You gotta score that friends. Point blank. Dorrich more so to speak, Dorrich gotta score that friends, yes. I do not see the silver being replaced in West Indies side with a 500 run season.
Mm.
There is no pressure. No pressure on the silver because the people can say, no, well, the silver got technology back. Even though you got them, it's
Mm.
current. It's current. We are current people. So the Rich gonna score in excess of 1,000 runs for me in this first class season to say well,
Mm.
I back, I hungry one, get back where he was. You understand? And he keep in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the silver I see the silver take two very good takes now, like I said today. I was really impressed. Off for the two
Mm.
spinners, one off for Roston and one off Moti.
I think we lost.
Lost right there.
Yeah.
We lost Colin Moore there.
Man, trade Ross, boy, Jeff.
Yeah?
Yeah, boy.
You thought?
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Big news there, Nero boy. Whoa. Whoa. Anyway, but whoa. Back to the cricket. Back to the cricket here. So yeah, we saw the Barbados Pride. Uh, like I said, falling to Guyana there. 183 runs in a row. But obviously, I don't want to get into you spoke about the how the way the team is constructed. Obviously, I don't want to get into to names. I don't want you to call any names and all that. But do you agree with if Collymore that we could have probably looked to add a more experienced batter in there as well?
You don't know who you're speaking about. I was surprised of his omission. To be honest, yes, he didn't have the best white ball season that it was just concluded for Barbados. That's fair if he was going forward and he misses white ball. But last year in red ball, he had a stellar white ball season. Remember, he played the big innings again. I can't remember if it was Guyana or Jamaica. But he had a good inning. No, it was Archibald and then Leeward or one of them. He played a very good. So I was surprised. He was captaining some of the teams at trials and stuff like that. So I was surprised he was left out. Like any day, I can't treat people so. He served Barbados for over 15 years or about. So if you think coming out, just let him know, well, yeah, we're going in another direction, or well, this is it. If you have a stellar season, you're probably going in another direction. After 15 years, yeah, at least people like to talk big, but you're not owed anything, but yeah, at least owed that. But when you represent some players decent for 15 years or so. Well, yeah. And then any day if you go back to him, it's like, where you start. Where you let it first. Because we did it a couple of years, I think it was Stoke didn't start, and then back end Stoke in there, so it's like, so yeah. All in all, yes, you look at it to get any youngsters, but it still needs some experience there. Always, man. Nothing beats that experience sometimes, but
I agree.
You know how.
I agree 1,000%. Well, I mean, hopefully the guys can bounce back from that defeat, and some of the more experienced players, as you guys were saying, so the likes of the Brooks is in the Dorrich. Those guys hopefully can really lead from the front, already stamp their authority and show their experience in the coming matches, and hopefully we can see a better overall performance from the Barbados team. Well, any closing remarks, guys, before we sign off for the night?
I'm good, man. A lot of cricket starting back. That's cricket tonight.
How you really on the road? I want some predictions for this Australia-India series coming up, man.
Australia for love, to be honest.
Right now, I haven't given my prediction. I going.
The media right now, the media start already, but we pitch. Every time the media start with pitch, and by tomorrow you're gonna hear about doctor points and this ain't cricket and the merit point. Like, oh, you tell me second thing. But they got 6 left-handers and one side of the pitch is this. Yeah, what are they supposed to do? The ball to bring 6. Well, people's got 11 right-handers. The ball say nothing. You got 6 left-handers. Ooh, why would it? But yeah, Australia
to win the series.
A 4-love, sweet Nero?
A 4-love series.
Whoa.
Yeah. Can't be serious, but Nero. Anyway, really, yeah.
Hey, Jess.
2-1
to India.
2-1 to India.
India at home give me trouble.
As usual.
Correct. 2-1 to India.
As usual, yeah. I about there with you, really. I believe it. I've seen India winning the series as well. As you know, it's be difficult to play down India, and I even just watching some of the interviews and reading some of the interviews from some of the Australian players, and thinking, they obviously would have talk about how hard it is to play in India, and what it would mean to actually win this series down in India. But I think India will come out on top. But I am really looking forward to this series. Should be a very entertaining series, man. So looking forward to watching some good entertaining Test cricket. That's the truth. What's two of the best teams in the world? Yeah.
Listen to nonsense. Yes, it'd be hard to play India, right? But these Indians, as much as the opposition camp, it's like the equivalent to England. Like when a strong team going England England is barely winning because it's just barely the more custom. So if a strong team in England got met 260. But the opposition got met 190. It's the same thing with this Indian team. Yeah, the opposition going struggle against Spain, but the Indians be awful against Spain. The new Indians here be awful against Spain. They just, I don't know. I don't know, but they may awful against Spain. So if Australia pick the three spinners and do their thing, it could be close. But the left arm factor will probably Ashwin. The Ashwin factor. Because those left-handers could still work because you got Jadeja and Patel. So, when you say A, you got to say B too. They can negate the left-arm spinners for me. So, but the Indians are much better for Spain here. It's sickening though, actually.
Well, like I said, some entertaining cricket on the horizon. We'll see. We'll see how that one plays. So definitely looking forward to that series for sure. Definitely. Well, viewers, once again, we just want to thank you for continuing to tune in each and every week. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for continuing to show all the support that you have been showing us throughout the tenure of the show. And once again, we just want to thank you. Have a good night and thanks for joining us.